daylight. Also, I'm gonna rewatch this Hannah video to figure out what the hell we're watching on Chud Watch. Hannah's doing Chud Watch again, y'all. That's freaking awesome for me. I missed her covering it. But right now, this family has moved to Russia to join Russia's very, very terrible war. It's going great, by the way. Any day now, Russia's going to defeat Ukraine. Any day now. It's only been, checks what, 3 years that they've been throwing their people into an endless meat grinder. And let's be clear, Ukraine isn't, because I hear you, but Ukraine, she's so tiny. How is she posing threat? I don't know why I turned Italian for that, but I hope that came off as Italian and not just horribly racist. But either way, yeah, yeah. It's not going to end well for her husband. I would say get out, but I mean, hell, y'all, if you think our military's hard to get out of early, Russia's like military meets gang. You can leave, comrade. Here is your body bag. I'm sorry, it's just... It's not funny. It's actually quite terrible for them. Because I think that they're starting to realize it. And yeah, y'all, I'll take our dipshit dictator above Putin. Because Trump at least has the fear of the American people that he knows that, you know, if he tries to draft massive people, if he tries to do anything too totalitarian, yeah, he knows eventually the people will fucking snuff his ass. Putin doesn't hold that same fear for Russians turning on him. So yeah, if you're American and want, like, to get fucked over real good, you can go join the Russian military. They are desperate with a capital D for people right now. And I keep hearing this woman, and all that's going through my head is, and I'm fighting a losing battle here, but at least my losing battle's for the people, the land that I love. What the fuck are y'all fighting for? Oh, well, we're gonna get really rich eventually. They're gonna make him into a military reporter. Bitch, listen to yourself. Why the fuck would the Russians want a dumbass 45-year-old American to speak for them? I mean, yeah, they're desperate, but for real? I mean, in her defense, Anna, throw any of our officials here a bribe, and as long as they're Republican, they'll say yes, sir, and do what you want if the bribe's enough. I mean, let's not pretend like our country isn't as easily bought as fucking Russia nowadays. But at the same time, let's be clear, we might be on that same pay grade of evil, but we're not quite as evil, right? Right? I hope not. And again, looks at history book. Ew. I just don't know. I need a Minnesota Cobalt for our team, but I get it. Right now I still got a lot of refining to do on these videos. Editing, ideally getting my voice. Although I did get a shut up and leave me alone moment. I had to go to a new place to dump the food scraps, y'all, because Miss Denise was kind enough to give me a ride home. But as a caveat to that, I had a literal pickle bucket full of food and nowhere to put it, because I can't just dump a pickle bucket full of grits and biscuits and all these various fun food items into my yard, because we have animals, but not the particular animals that'll eat that quickly. My intent was to drop it into the, not Osborne, the other river, and then also the docking area. And then also that'd give me the chance to start filming from there and then film a walk home. Because it is about as far from JoJo's Market to there from the house. It's just that's a walk uphill, whereas apparently JoJo's is a walk across flat ground. But either way, it was just, I got there, that was the plan, got the bucket that had flipped in Miss Denise's truck. Thank you, Miss, for letting me still take that out. Thankfully, her complex has a car wash, so it's not so bad, I guess. I still feel bad. I hate it when I should have secured that barrel better. But I went down the dock, I climbed off into the bushes because there's a birthday going on across from the park. Then as I'm looking down the river trying to find a good place to dump this, because I don't want to dump it upriver of everyone casting off, I also don't want to cast it too far downriver because I can see a group training near where this little island washes up at. So thankfully nature provided. There was a little otter or beaver or some kind of dam under the bridge, but not quite in the water. And I looked at it to make sure there was nothing, like, I could see the bottom of it and there was nothing in there. So I'm guessing it might have been a catfish hole that just fills up and then the fish moves in, and when the water recedes the fish moves out, kind of thing. Because there was a clear mud trail. So I went ahead and, making sure that I didn't see any signs of life in there, I dumped the entire thing in there. It'll probably be a day or so, maybe less, because I could see the storm coming through. But as soon as the river rises up again, it should flush the tomato seed, the lettuce head, and a variety of corn-based food down the waterway for fish, catfish, small mammals, small birds, shit like that. Plus, if I get lucky, the otters might find it there sooner rather than later. But, you know, you never know. The thing about ecology, the thing about nature, is she'll take whatever you give her. It's just, you don't want to get, like, for example, because Alan had asked if I wanted all the bacon crumbs, the crushed up bits of leftover bacon and shit. And I almost said yeah, but with bacon, it's so difficult, because I gotta dump it somewhere far away. Like, I don't mind putting it near the city drainage areas, but even then, that grease is one of those things that if I could put it near bugs, that's fine, because they'll eat that shit up real good. But I don't want to dump, like, definitely not, I'm not dumping any fucking cooking grease. For that, we have a recycle jug. But, like, sausages, bacon bits, I'm hesitant only because I know that I can, if I threw that in the water, the grease would hurt a lot of the fish. It would fuck up their gills and whatnot. So I don't want to do that. Ideally, I don't want to throw anything that's going to put a sheen on the water other than something like blood or something like that the fish will eat up, you know? It's more about taking care, and for the record, if anyone's just tuning in late to this, I'm not talking about Minecraft, I'm talking about IRL. So Minecraft was partially an inspiration for it. The other partial is Growing Wild or something like that. I keep sharing his videos to my community. Eventually, one day, maybe I'll be able to reach out and, like, swing on next door to Alabama and visit him and Pissed Off Bartender. I've heard Pissed Off Bartender say he likes to smoke the herbage, so, you know, maybe go over there, kick it with them, smoke some weed, and talk the shit about how fucked up our country is and our various ideas on how to fix it. Because I promise you, me and Pissed Off Bartender see a lot of shit similarly, but I'm sure that we disagree on some things. And I would love to have people to debate and argue with that, like, we can be respectful, we can be nice, and at the end of the day, we all know we're there to benefit the cause. Like I said, I'm more right now trying to get into my, not empire, but, you know, the Saints made me think a lot, and I want to leave a better world than what I came into, and by that I think leaving a more wild world would be the better answer. And I'm sorry, but the fact that we have almost 10 miles of sod farm, like, right next door to me, it hurts my soul, y'all. It hurts my fucking soul. Because at this point, they're not even employing good human labor for the sod farm. They only need 2 or 3 self-driving tractors, and the rest of us don't matter at all. So it's like, why not? Like, I would like to work within the city to push, not just, you know. Okay, I don't like the... I like this dude, so I'm going to let him talk unabated for a minute. But first, I'm going to point out, yes, I too have worked a bit of the customer service field in the sense of I'm a cook. They don't normally let me on the mic because I don't have a Gen Z stare. I have a Gen X explosive tendencies. And yes, I will meet people with the energy they give me. Oh, hello, Cactus Bob, what's up? Aw, thank you. But, as I was saying, I try to meet people where they at, and I try to give people the kindness they give. And being in customer service, that's part of it. But some of these folks come through, y'all, they just outright rude for no reason. And the kids that I work with are very friendly kids. And I'm literally back there like a little kid in the batting cage. Come on, coach. Come on, coach. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Like, one that came through called one of my coworkers a ditzy dumb bitch to her face, like right to this kid's face, and I'm just, oh hell no, let me up. And my mate Travis, don't do it. You stay back. Rose, you can say something mean to them if they're mean to you. Well, you're just a terrible person and mean to people for no reason. And this person just laughed at Rose, and I'm just, let me up at that motherfucker. Come on, let me get one good look, and I can roast them into tears. But that's the thing, y'all. I want to be a good person. I want to be nice. But that being said, there's a darkness in me, y'all. Not like a serious... I'm not like, you know, edgy boy. No, I mean, like, if you make my coworkers sad or make them feel bad about themselves doing a job that needs to be done, I want to make you cry. I don't just want to hurt your feelings. I don't just want to be rude. I want to make you go, oh my God, I've never been talked to that way before. And that's the goal. That's the bar I set. Like a Taco Bell head. She ran all of the Taco Bells on our state. That's why I'll never work at Taco Bell again. I'm fine with that. I don't need their stupid fucking prize boxes. I'm not even a little bit upset about it. But it was kind of worth it just because I'd come off my dental surgery. Now, one of the managers had gotten a month off when she did her dental surgery, paid vacation. I get it, I'm not a manager, all that. I was just a basic back-of-house employee. But I unloaded the trucks, I stocked the fridges, I made the only two things they actually cooked there, the nachos and the little curly things. They're actually pasta shells. Pasta shells, 300-degree temperature, oil, and flavor them after they come out. Leave them down for about 3 seconds. They got a machine that does everything for you. But for you at home, go pick you up some swirly. I'll find out what the actual name is later for a proper fast food cooking video, where I show you how to make various fast food chains. I think I'm going to start with Chick-fil-A just because I particularly hate those assholes. But I'll show you how to make the recipes as best I can from home. That way, when the boycott comes or the money's run low, check out my channel. I don't just rage against the machine and the system. I play fun little games. And I'll try to teach you how to rage against the system in a way that's productive for you. Let me see what I need for my... Let's go ahead and put that iron in. But, either way, she came in and I was told by my bosses, nice folks, that I would have to talk to her about getting about $1 pay raise because I had been there for over a year. And I tried to talk to her about it, and she immediately started firing off with, well, you don't work at the front house and you don't work with customers. And I'm like, well, ma'am, I have a schizotypal disorder that if I work with them, I will work with, I will do my very best. But understand, I was abused as a child to be honest all the time. I will, like, withhold I am not a fucking robot, but at the same time, I feel, I don't know how to describe it. I cannot really tell a lie and sleep that night, even a small one. I can withhold information, but I can't really lie. So, and by that I mean even to the point of, like, brutal honesty. When customers try to pull that whole pull through 4 minutes before you close and they want you to cook the food fresh and they, well, I hope I haven't been a bother. You have been a bother, bitch. You should feel terrible about yourself. Can I have your money and here's your food? This transaction needs to be over quickly. Well, you're just an asshole. Maybe, but you're a bitch. So, can we do this transaction? Words mean barely anything to me. But you can't talk that way to customers and get away with it, I guess. Well, when the manager, well, we could do that, but then we just fire you. Oh, I know, that's what you do with all your management. You put people up to management and then later on fire them. At this time, they were already having me spy on one of their managers who was an alcoholic and needed help. I hope she got help. Best thing I could do is basically blow up in front of the manager so that she didn't end up having to, you know, they couldn't use any of the evidence that I had gathered after I got fired because, yeah, maybe I was honestly catching my manager drinking with photographic evidence of where I had to go get her liquor because I'm the only one who could leave and not be noticed. But, you know, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just a pissed off employee. Who knows? And now that you fired me, all that went away. And I'm happy because, honestly, she didn't deserve what they would end up doing. They would basically fire her, give it about 6 months, then rehire her at bare minimum wage. Let her become a manager again, make her do all the work, all the training, pay for all the bullshit, and then find another reason to fire her, and then rehire her to knock her. Taco Bell does that to keep your pay as low as they can possibly keep it. And I hear what you're saying, folks, but that's not only immoral, that's wrong. You can't just do that. Unfortunately, in a right-to-work state, a terribly named thing, you can, because, yeah, you have a right to work. At any time, you can walk up to your boss and say, fuck you, I quit. Unfortunately, the boss can also at any time, and for any reason, say, yeah, you've upset me, you're fired. And because of this, I think that people think that Walmart and Target and Kroger and, especially Dollar General, but they think all these places are the worst places to work at, and I'm not going to pretend like they're not terrible. But, y'all, have you ever worked a kitchen job? What up, Benito? How you doing? I cannot see the bottom part of what you said. But it is good to see you, and I hope you're doing alright. It's good to have everybody here. I'm sorry for all the rage this morning. Just without an audience, I tend to get a little unhinged, because then all I'm doing is talking to the audience in my head. And, well, that's a weird place to go, y'all. Don't go to the audience in your head for advice. You'll end up like the Joker. DC Comics Joker. But yeah, it's been going pretty good today for me for the most part. Had a big old bucket of slop I loaded into the river. That'll eventually get washed up when the rains come, and that should feed a whole lot of cool animals downstream. The short I almost recycled because I love that little picture show of my cat playing with my face. I'm still proud as hell because she doesn't actually... Oh, everybody left. Because she doesn't actually scar my face or scratch me. I almost reused that, but I decided to not. And one of the cooler things I posted there was a lunar moth. I don't know how rare they are for y'all. They are super rare in my side of the woods. I see about 5 a year. About 5 a year. And usually, like I said in the video, when I see them, they're dead. I loved seeing this little dude alive and just flapping about, living his best, very short life. Because, yeah, y'all, the lunar moths, as pretty as they are, that is tragedy. I wish we could find a way to give them little mouths of some kind. But I barely understand mammalian ecology. I'm nowhere near getting ready to study insects like ecology, deep study zoology stuff, because I'm just not ready. I want to get there, but I know I'm not ready yet. Also, y'all, has the copper mod not dropped over to... Oof, excuse me, sorry about that. Has the copper mod not dropped over to here yet, or am I just doing it wrong? Because I heard you could make, like, copper armor. and that shit was looking badass. I've heard it's like a step better than leather, but not as good as iron. And hell, y'all, I die on this so many times. Who cares? I'm probably gonna be dead before I get a full set of armor, you know? Oh no, that's not good. Let's drop that. Pick up that. Put those on. Pick that back up. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, hello, welcome back, whoever you are, viewer. I'm happy to have you. Chief, who do you want up on the couch, baby? Let me get him up on the couch right quick, and then we'll continue. Come on, Bubba. Up. You gotta get up where I can get you. There we go. Papa's home from work, so my back ain't working like it used to. I'll be better in the morning, son. Just right now, I gotta take it easy on her. Okay, aw, that's fine. I'm back. Honestly, it could be the signal on my end getting shaky because we do have a storm moving through. It's one of those weird high-end electrical storms, so I think we're okay. I hope we're okay. I've only lost one Minecraft world to a storm, and that kind of sucked. But, now wait until y'all see Hannahville. I think that's going to be the one that I basically... Because I was either going to load in a whole game, but put it on, starting on normal or hard mode, and then just play through there. Because I really want to build a world where I can start building like little house cabins for every one of my subscribers that does the whole lets me see who's subscribed. And I would love to do just little cabins for everybody. Something, I don't know. I saw one of the kid YouTubers do like their names on tiles, and I thought that looked cool, but y'all, I don't want to steal from a kid. That was their idea, and they should have full credit for it, and I don't even know. It was in shorts, so that's gone. Also, I got no idea why YouTube keeps sending me kids' short videos other than... Y'all, I don't know how to put it. If a kid did it and I can tell that you're a new creator and you're a kid, I'm going to like it. I'm not going to subscribe to you because I'm a 37-year-old man and no. But I will like your video because you need positive reinforcement, especially when you're first starting out on here. And honestly, I would happily like to be your positive reinforcement. I mean, I haven't been able to ever go to a Pride event here in Georgia, but I have the dad mustache and the dad bod enough to be like, hey, if your parents are bigoted assholes and kicked you out, come here, son, I'll hug you. I almost teared up saying that. I don't know, y'all. Maybe I just desperately want to mean something to someone. To be important to people. Not so much to be remembered, but to know that someone was much, much better off and happier because I was here, you know? But then again, I also plan on taking notes and doing a deep dive on The Magicians, a TV series I liked enough to actually read all the books to as well. And truthfully, all the books are a totally different beast than the TV show. Spoiler alert for that. Completely different ending, completely different, like, plot line. Even the characters are, I mean, not that different. They do sort of go in the same arc. But where the show, where they break away with the god-killing creature, there was no god-killing creature in the Magician's book series. But instead of the god-killing creature, the library just went super fascistic like they did in the show. Spoiler alerts for the show. And basically, Quentin didn't do what he did in the show, and the library almost won. Then Quentin and the team basically released wild magic back onto the earth, and it killed the head librarian, but then they were sent to Fillory, and basically they all had the Elliot treatment and couldn't come back. And the stories basically go from there. And it's a good, like I said, it's a good book series. It's been several years since I've read it. But I know that the book series ends with, spoiler alert for a very old book series, I guess, but it ends with Quentin sitting on and realizing the big comfy horse is real, and he sits on the big comfy horse and then rides into the sunset. And that's where the last book that I found ends. And it's not a bad ending, it's just, it was a very confusing read. I like the show better personally. But, you know, literary art, you get to be a little bit more creative with your stuff. And if you noticed I couldn't do the video walking back, but I got so much plastic waste out of the out of the side of the road. I'm throwing it away in our refuse bin, but I really wish that I could find something to do with it. Find a way to upcycle or break it down further, or something to do with it. I don't know. It's plastic waste, you know, so it's not like I can recycle it by putting it in a compost heap, or I can't burn it and get rid of it that way. Best I can do is throw it out. I wish there was something more I could do with that one. But, you know, we do everything we can, and like I tell y'all all the time, I need to also keep it in mind. Every single small thing you do helps. Everything you do matters. So, every good choice you make adds to the pile of good in the world. Be the reason that pile gets bigger. But also, don't overstress yourself to the point that you can't build that pile bigger. Because, you know, like Saru says in Discovery, hate it if you haven't seen the series through yet, but like Saru tells Michael, no, it wasn't Michael Burnham, it was Tilly. Like he tells Tilly when she's in training to do something else, I don't want to spoil it. But Tilly goes into training, and Saru tells her, you want to know why I tell you to look out for yourself? It's not just for you, but it's also for the people around you. Because if you are trying to help everybody else so much that it burns you out, you're not going to be of any help to anyone, especially yourself. So we must always remember when we endeavor to help others to make sure to also help ourselves first. And that just sort of sank with me, you know? It's real, it's true. And I did not get that measurement right, did I? Oh, maybe I did. 1, 2, oh, I did, cool. We're going to try to make that into a downward staircase. Like I said, I'm very much focused on the underground in this one, because I'm getting tired of getting killed every time I go up. But yeah, y'all, I don't know how this morning sounded. I was trying to get to the unhinged level of, look, y'all, we gotta do something. The world's on fire, and we gotta do something. I wanted you to understand and feel the unhingedness, but there's a reason I don't go back and watch my own videos. I don't know, maybe I'm going through my amazing atheist phase. I don't wanna. I feel dumb sometimes when I do it, but if it gets y'all's attention, understand that was genuine emotion this morning. It's very frustrating to be fighting a constant uphill battle against the ebb and flow of time itself. And to, I don't know, realize that our reality is losing. To realize that we can't afford to lose this fight because it is the future of all humanity. And yet it feels like only a few dozen people are checked in hard to it. And I know that isn't true. I know that can't be true. Jesus Christ, just Georgia Pacific alone with their basic stuff is really checked in and honed in to saving the planet for another day. But at the same time, I just wonder, it's, I don't know, y'all, maybe it's a little bit of my raising there and that little bit of tiny anti-government racism towards their stuff, but it's, I mean, yeah, I want to believe them, but they're also government, so I feel you don't want us all to die, but at what price would that be mitigated in your head? Because as a government worker, I feel like maybe you're not on the ball with it, but you have a number in your head you'd sell for. This is capitalism, baby. Everybody's purchasable, the price is just nameable. And if you say you're not, well, now we're at the negotiating stage. And I don't like it. It makes me feel gross. It makes me feel vegan. And I don't agree with it because, I mean, y'all, it's... Do you know how much money the cast of The Line would make if they just tomorrow came out and said, yeah, fuck it, we love Donald Trump, Christianity's absolutely correct, and hard pushed into the selling Bibles? Oh, they would make a killing just because they could easily do that one trope of, well, I was an atheist, and then, speaking of which, that's on my to-do list for y'all. It'll probably sink my channel. I've noticed no YouTuber really does the whole damn thing. I whistled this morning and might have dealt with a Wendigo. I'm gonna try the fucking Bible. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna give you my takes, hot or cold as they may be. And best that I can do, I'm gonna try to look up the actual, like, scholarship side of it too. The thing is, I need 2 of the copies of the Bibles, and I'm not buying them myself. So, I'm gonna find a way to get those. Once I get those, we will go further down that road. But my plan is to eventually, once I get it, read the entire thing cover to cover, and hopefully get y'all to understand why I so frequently say, I know a great way to create atheists. We just read the Bible from cover to cover. When you see the inhumane, unbelievably cruel acts that God does, it's going to shatter a normal Christian worldview just out the gate. Now, whether you get it to where you're like me, or whether you get it to where you just aren't that denomination Christian anymore, so be it. But it's like, I'm sorry, y'all, the God of the Bible is a damned monster. I mean, a Lovecraftian level horror. And I'm sorry if that offends you. I genuinely am. I hope to get the book and prove my point well enough that I get you to, you know, think a little more about it. And again, I don't want you to lose your faith due to me or any of that nonsense, but I also hate the idea that anyone gets hurt, or anyone, even worse, gets killed or maimed because they thought, well, God's got my back. When in fact, y'all, again, we are the gods that we seek. You create your reality, not physically, that's where the line is, but in your head. That's it. It's hard, and I sound like I'm talking on that hippy-dippy bullshit. And I get it. I mean, I do. I understand I'd be hard to listen to, I suppose. But between going from my monotone, calm southern drawl and swapping over to motherfuckers and fuck thises, I get it. I can't change it. I is what I is. But I'm going to try my best to always provide the good, to look for the light. Because that's what we need right now, y'all. We need that angry, toxic optimism that says, fuck it, I plan on staying alive until all the trans kids are safe, and you should take that as a motherfucking threat. I want to protect people. I want to be that shield against the darkness, but I got no idea what to do. I mean, I got muscles. I've got a fun winning attitude. I've got a weird love-hate relationship with pain. So I could do the thing like Squid Tips does. I just need proper training so I don't overstep bounds, or worse, think I'm doing real good and be really fucking up, you know? And I feel like we need more people, and I'd be willing to record my failings and winnings if it weren't like legal matters. It's just a matter of we need somebody who's out here that's not trying to get rich from YouTube, genuinely, I just want to know what I'm doing so that when I do it, I am doing it to not only the best of my ability, but also for the betterment of everyone around me. That is without ego, that is without just, all it is I want to help. If I can help, I will help. And that's what I've been trying my best to do. Right now I try to put food products where they'll eventually grow into actual food crops people can pluck. And even if it don't help the people, it'll help the animals. Help the smallest of the animals, that has an effect that leads all the way up to the bigger ones. Little fauna, miniature fauna to megafauna. but it all ties together in a grand and beautiful and terrifying at times web. And I'd love to see it just once before I die. A little taste of that wild America that our ancestors had, and that has been lost. Oh, I know I'll never get to see it, short of going on a fun, very expensive, I don't know, the VR thing. But I mean, y'all, there was a time when the rock dove or the New York pigeon would do a migration from one side of the U.S. to the other, and it would be like a river of gray and blue in the sky. That they would fertilize whole fields and prairies with their shit. They would pluck crops completely barren like locusts. And they would just fly from one side of the U.S. to the other. And this amazing, but again, mildly terrifying display of just avian mass. And we were robbed of that. I mean, there was a time when the bison, again, there is nothing I love more, and this is a petty part of me. It's not a good part, y'all. I'm sorry for being this way. But there's a part of me that when I see a fucking tourist get fucking yucked by a bison, oh my, look at that beautiful creature. And I'm sorry I'm that way, y'all, but it's like, come on. There was a time when the bison, when they did their migratory run, it was literally something that would terrify and amaze onlookers. Because when the bison run was coming for, I'm not going to say days, but for hours before that run got to you, it would, oh my, the earthquake is coming. Oh, that's not geologic activity. Oh shit, it's a bison run. And then just hundreds of thousands of bison thundering across the plains. It almost brings a tear to my eye thinking about it, y'all. Can you imagine what that would have looked like from a distance, ideally? I mean, and we were robbed of it, y'all. Robbed. I mean, Native Americans, yeah, they didn't do us any help with bison jumps. Unless you have a strong stomach, don't look that up. It'll make you upset with the natives. Don't be upset with them. How the fuck are you gonna hunt a goddamn Subaru? But still, but y'all, they still took everything they could. The white folks that came through, dude, they just shot the shit out of them for funsies. I mean, it shouldn't be hard to picture. Picture jackasses like Trump riding on the back of a train, firing a fucking minigun into a crowd of these things, just to watch them die. And then another group would come through behind him in order to clear out the coyotes, wolves, and other fun predatory animals, and they would plant anthrax, or it might have been anthrax. It's the one that twists you up before you die. Oh, it was a horrible thing we did, y'all. Oh my God. No, let me give you the book y'all need to check out. Give me a second, because I've talked enough about it. Y'all should, if you get the chance, go get it from your library. Check out the free download app I talked about the last time. Give me just a second. Got to access my non-free one, because I bought the book. Sorry about that, because I purchased the book ages ago. Alright, yeah, that's you think I'm gonna. They instantly throw a bunch of books they expect me to buy, and it's just, nah, honey, I'm not. Wild New World by Dan Flores. I got 15 hours left to listen to it again, and it'd be my third or fourth listen through of it. But yeah, y'all, listen to that and check out what was robbed of us by greedy capitalists and colonizers. Because again, it also does a little bit to demystify the Native Americans. Because that's the biggest thing to study in history, y'all. That's the biggest just lesson I want to impart to y'all. We are products of our time. By that, I mean very simply that, what's that? Very few times in the olden days will you find anyone that is respectful of a woman's right to anything. We developed that over time because we realized women are people. Though it's not across the board. You can thank colonization for that, because several island tribes had patriarchal and matriarchal systems. Matriarchal was the normal among island tribes, but colonizers would come through and see a woman in charge and just assume the man was the one in charge behind them. It was a weird hang-up they had in England, so they carried it over, and we carried it over after them. But I mean, it's also like John Rothgarden's piece on the, well, I don't think we should feel comfortable giving animals human rights when we just recently gave all the humans human rights, and they're still fighting for them. And I feel you, and I get that, but we need to, I'm sorry, if we're gonna survive the next, oh, I'm trying to hit something that ain't there. If we're gonna survive the next 100, 200 years, we're gonna have to adapt quickly to the world we've built. And I'm sorry, y'all, but we've got to get comfortable with pests because they're the bigger caretakers than we are of the planet. Now, again, I'm not saying go smoosh up to a wild rat, but also let's not kill them. Let's not just shoot them for fun. It shouldn't be hard to just treat the animals with respect as fellow living beings that have been here and have a right to be here. I mean, yes, if it's an invasive lanternfly, go ahead and kill it, but don't, I don't know how to put it. We've got video games, y'all. There's no reason to relish in real-world violence. I mean, why? And again, that's the kind of shit probably make me sound like a hippy-dippy person and not like the type of person who's liable to bite your chunk at your flesh and eat it like a shark. I'm only partially kidding. These dentures won't let me. Okay, that should be a good point. We got 40 minutes down. I do appreciate all of y'all that show up and hang out and all that. You'll never know how much I appreciate that, y'all. And like I said, anything I can do to shout out fellow creators and to make the environment less toxic, less shitty, I'll happily do it. I mean, we're all here to entertain, and while several things frustrate me, if you're having fun doing it, you're not hurting anybody in doing it, and you're putting the effort in and not using AI bullshit or ChatGPT to do it, well, friend, I think your shit's cool if you do that. Like I said, I don't subscribe to kids' channels because I'm a full-ass grown adult, and that feels real creepy, like real Trumpeskian to do. So I'd just rather not. I'll give y'all kids all the likes, and if you subscribe to me, I appreciate it. I'm trying to get better at the cursing, because I realize the morning, especially Sunday morning streams, y'all don't seem to like me going off on it. But I also understand I was a child with a very high vocabulary, reading at the collegiate level by the time I was in middle school, and I never conveyed messages better than when I added the motherfucker to the end of half of them. It might not be a good way to talk, but let's face it, a lot of y'all expect me to have a southern drawl and to be real upset about them book learning things. And that's just not the case, you know? I mean, it's the same thing as all them dudes that were trying to test it. Well, if you're homeless, then this. Well, clearly you've never been unhoused, because that's not accurate. Well, if you're unhoused, why are you going anywhere? Why not just stay somewhere nice like there? It's like, I'm heading to work my full shift. What do you mean? Also, I'm not unhoused, but one bad accident could cause it. It's the byproduct of living in failed capitalism. I mean, if you want to get anything done, you got to be able to have the money to get it done. And sadly, I've got guts, I've got moxie, I've got the willingness to do, but I ain't got no money. And that money be the honey. my head's starting to swim a bit. If nobody else shows up by the time I finish this adorable little staircase, I am probably going to go ahead and do our sign-offs and check on y'all a bit later. I'm going to go do some artwork till I start to pass out. And again, thanks to Tips and covering the electric bill in time, plus David getting a fortunate landfall for a little bit, we're going to go ahead and have more cash by tomorrow, hopefully. And so I got a monster and a decent liter of Dr. Pepper. I've also been telling y'all I've been storing water. I want to find a better way to store it than I've currently been using, but it's a good way to recycle those plastic bottles and collect water for hard times. I'm a teeny bit hesitant because I don't want anyone to get poisoned like microplastics or anything, you know? Alrighty, itty bitty staircase, almost to the halfway point. Alright, just because my eyelids are getting droopy. We've already gone for 47 minutes, which ain't too bad. I think I'm about to get off of here right quick and then skip over to the next one. I hope y'all have a lovely day. And I hope I've entertained at least well, I guess we can sleep until daybreak at least. Alrighty. Let's dump some stuff we ain't using. Alrighty, y'all. We made it to day 27 officially. I appreciate y'all coming here. We got a shield now. And y'all have a good evening. We will. Oh, give me a second. Gotta fix the give me a second. Gotta fix the emoji. Alrighty, y'all. Alrighty, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming out. I appreciate anyone that hung out and watched the stream. We will be back either a little bit later or tomorrow morning for Let's Play then. Y'all be good, and we'll see you later. Bye, friends. Endure and survive.